Next thing I want to just get into is going to be the Chicago the Chicago rideshare tax. And then so what they've done is Chicago. I live in Chicago, so I know a lot about this. But Chicago's mayor, she is implementing what they call a congestion tax for rides that are actually going like downtown. So there's a new congestion tax for rides that are just downtown, and I believe they want to do it just for certain time periods. Let me double check. Not quite clear, but at the end of the day, Chicago is implementing a rideshare, a congestion tax for the rideshare companies that is really just going to be affecting downtown. So it's just for a certain part of the city, and it's not actually so what it's going to end up doing. It's going to translate into a additional $2.28 in fees per ride, which isn't a ton. It's a decent amount, but it isn't a ton for a rideshare driver, or for a ride. Chicago is actually pretty cheap on the rideshare side of things. You can definitely get a ride for $6 some places if you're not going too far. So 228 is it's going to add something to that, but it's not like it's jumping up $40 or something like that. No, it's not. It's not even jumping up like $10. It's $2.28 per ride, and that appears to be what the max is. So. Certainly, no one's going anywhere. Uber and Lyft, they're going to be here in Chicago for a long, long time. But you are probably going to see, if you're a Chicago driver, you're going to be seeing an increase in the cost in if you're if you're a passenger, you're going to see an increase in the cost of a ride. And I hope they're not going to try to pass it on to the drivers. I can't imagine they're going to do that. I can't imagine they do that. But what you may see, and some arguments against this like fee is that, okay, there's going to be less rides. Chicago's cold as shit. If you have a chance, if $2.28 in Chicago is not going to deter you from taking a warm Uber over the cold, damp train, it just is not going to happen. So I don't really honestly think it's going to make that much of a difference in terms of the amount of rides that people take. To be honest, I think the city is just going to make a lot more money and revenue from this. So, I think it's interesting for other cities because I think you're probably going to see a lot of this model start to be adopted in larger cities. People are going to want to do different types of congestion taxes because Uber and Lyft, other rideshare companies, they are causing congestion. These cities want them to pay for it or to slow things down. Most of these companies are going to choose, hey, we're still making a lot of money. We're just going to pay for this. So that's what's going on there. Nothing to be too alarmed of, but keep an eye out on it because it could be something that pops up in a lot of other cities.